Yes,
12 to 4 only.
12 to 4 only. Unless there's an emergency. In our request on the RFP, we also have something that we required. I believe it's like a response within 24 hours to any emergencies, whether it's like a unit could be leaking, and we don't mean like get it fixed within 24 hours, but maybe have someone come in, address it, maybe stop the leaks, and then resolve whatever issue. Anything outside of the regular maintenance scope will then be separate from the cost. So this is just like your regular preventive maintenance quarterly. Anything outside of that is going to be quoted separately.
Okay.
So in these public areas, though, is there going to be a requirement to, let's say they have to work on to submit an ASR?
Most of the time we haven't done that because we have the stipulation that from 12 to 4 they are service hours.
So they can just do it under.
They can just do it under the maintenance and repair. But obviously, since you're not too familiar with the process,
2 or 3 filters.
the only times that the contractors are allowed to do any type of work here is 12 midnight to 4 a.m. And right now, we do have those hours approved for any type of maintenance and repair work to happen here. If that work becomes extensive or it needs to go into like later than 4, later than 5, 6, 7 a.m. or whatever it might be, we will then need to go through the process of the ASR, the area shutdown request, which should normally take 30 days for approval, as you know, and everybody. Yeah, we just coordinate at that point.
I wanted to add in that we can start our setup and your drive-in time as early as 10:30, 11 o'clock, so that you're ready to bring your tools in when that 11:50 hits, so that you can start moving towards the area to set up, because the 12 to 4 does go very fast. So our pre-setup, get it in here.
That's important. Thank you. Thank you for that. So yeah, that's important.
But the aluminum.
And then as far as coming in, it would be the steps that lead to it. No, I don't want to feel like a privilege to come in the way that you did.
Well, if
We'd have to-
altitude is...
So you would eventually have to badge, and let's say, for example, if you were given a contract, that's going to be your key to get badged, because they're required for you to have a contract.
Okay.
LAWA wants every contractor or any tool handling to come airside for the most part. So preferably come airside. If we do have like an emergency where you're sending a tech, the tech has minor tools like a screwdriver, things like that, they can come in the way you did, the way we did, but maybe different doors. You probably won't get access to that door. So yeah, at that point we can walk you through and the different doors and things like that. Yeah. Okay. I do have, what are you looking for?
Gate 133.
Yeah, gate 133, you're going to go to your right here. The airside access is probably the most lengthy to get approved for. So, and that is, you have to first get your vehicles permitted. Once your vehicles are permitted, then you have to get your people badge, and then you have to get them trained for driving on the airfield. And you'll see that on the insurance request, you'll see that for airside access, there's a $10 million minimum coverage required. So,
As a sub for altitude, we'll make sure you go through the badging process until you get to the stage.
okay. I believe the current contract ends, Matt, current contract ends September 7th, I believe.
That sounds right.
Yeah, so we would award, once we get your bids, we would award at the end of June. But then the contract would start shortly after September, the day after September 8th.
And the duration of the contract.
And then duration of the contract, this time we're going to do, it's a 2-year contract with an option to extend 1 more year for a 3rd year. And like I said, I am pretty sure that within this contract is extremely important because within those 3 years, I am almost certain one of these units is going to really have to be replaced. At least one, because they've been so, it's been so long since we had them.
I think we've got a few of them. Now, are there any above the triangular too?
This here? Yes, I believe so. No, actually, no. No. There isn't any
Because
there.
they stay away from it.
Yeah, no, there isn't any there.
Okay. They're all in the perimeter wood. Yeah, everything's above these.
You know what? There's one there. I'm sorry. There's one there. Yeah. So yeah, there is. You can look at the map on the RFP. I don't know if you guys are able to use computers to sign up by Arctic, but just to get familiar with the area, so we can pinpoint exactly where those.
Yeah, due to the age.
But those boxes tell you that there's a unit there.
Adaptive control.
Yeah.
So there's a handful here that I can see one there.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a handful here and then a handful on another level.
Upstairs, there's I think there's 2 or 3 upstairs.
Okay, and do we have any in the back of the house? for any of
Nothing
those?
back the house.
Okay.
Those are tenant maintained. Tenant maintained. You guys want to take a look at the ones upstairs?
Yeah, let's look at the ones.
Yeah, those are shorter ceilings, so you can see this one clearly. In between, I just mentioned this map. This one here, in between quarterly services, when we see something like this, we normally have the janitorial company that we have contracts with to take care of things like that.
But you want us to clean the street?
But obviously, when the service time is something that should be addressed. Right here is BC.
So Juan, there's 3 levels here?
There's 3 levels, but the units that we're responsible for, it's only food court downstairs.
Okay.
And this common area here.
Okay.
I think this is the one I know the most because I usually sit here and I can feel the air.
You said BEC dust control?
Yeah, BC or Simmons, either one. It's different throughout the year, so depending on where you're at.
So if we shut something down, it'll automatically turn back on.
Yes,
Okay.
should you should.
Alright. Where'd they hide it?
Oh, here you go. YouTube.
Oh, this is there.
There we go.
Yeah, this one right here. Yeah, this one right here. Yeah.
So in the event that one of the units should go down and it has to be replaced, that's going to be a whole separate proposal.
Yeah, that's a whole separate project of its own. Yeah.
And isn't there one in the back?
There's one in there as well.
Yeah.
I think that's the 12th one that we found from the list.
Oh, we never built that out.
That's probably gonna come down around the next year or so. So yeah, it will. It was part of original Kia Trans,
Okay.
and then pandemic, and then we opened from the pandemic. But now contracts are expiring, so the new contract will require that area to be open. So yeah, that's another year that could be down. But nonetheless, there's still one unit in there that still needs to be serviced. There is some activity back there with storage and things, but it's all connected. So, if you guys want to go take a look at it, we can. But
So between this area and downstairs, there's 12 units. Okay. Yeah, it's, we're not going to take something down here pretty close. And they all look like they're chill water only.
Yeah.
Cooling only.
yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that I think this you see the thing? That is something. Yeah. So you guys have previously we talked about like maybe remotely monitoring those, but I don't know what.
I mean, you're good. That would be.
I'm not
just
too familiar with the units to be able to say we have that capability or not, but.
I don't want to speak for your guys, but I know that Siemens uses those in other parts of the airport and they're monitored. But I don't know that their level controller for that unit has available, inputs.
Not that it makes a lot of difference because if there is a signal sent somewhere,
Yeah.
we probably wouldn't even get the notification until we see water dropping.
Yeah. Usually I know that we've used those sensors at front of house Tibbet,
Yeah,
and they report to CUP. But that sensor
yeah.
goes to the level controller of that unit or the level controller for
They
a
wouldn't
group of
report
units.
this to CUP. They would because it's not this is considered a Terminal Commercial Manager area, TCM area,
Okay.
and it's not a LAWA managed
Oh,
area.
okay.
And that's probably why. So,
Long story short, we can set it up
like
so-
a remote control.
at a very, very large cost.
Put that in. It's all.
But is this Siemens or Johnson Controls?
That's what we have to find out. So, and like I said, we have to make sure that they have inputs and that a modem.
I seen Johnson Controls here too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Whenever we're doing some of the build outs and stuff,
Yeah.
one or the other, and both difficult to do.
At one point, it was just like one for like the entire terminal, but
This
then
is the JCI.
it's just since construction started, it's been like a mix of everything really.
Yeah,
So,
and I find them both incredibly difficult to deal with.
Well, they're big.
Oh, yeah.
They do what they want to do.
Yeah.
anyway, that is
I'm happy with
all of it. You guys can please send us your numbers by the end of the month. If you need more time, if you have any questions, send me an email. If I do get additional questions, I'll put those in an email together with everybody so that everybody can see each other questions and things like that and responses. And yeah.
And this ceiling, you just spread it, right? That's all it is.
Yeah, it's clips.
Okay.
You just, like Matt said, it's not something that one person can easily do.
Okay.
It will require help, two people.
The first time we had a crew here,
Yeah.
one guy got hit in the head with one of them, getting it down, and it's really a two-person job because due to the length, you really can't unclip and then also get the other end and adequately handle it.
One thing I should add, we do have some space downstairs for the company that's servicing this to go like a ladder. I think at one point we talked about a small lift, but that would have required LAWA's approval, and that would have been a whole nother nightmare. So, and I think it was like a 10-foot ladder that you guys have that we can allow you guys to keep that in house for whenever we have, for regular quarter service, and then whenever there is like an emergency call or something. Yeah.
I will tell you, we have found it easiest to get done. We have a lift, one of the small lifts.
Yeah.
Up here, easier with a ladder. Downstairs, we have just found it so much easier. We just have United Rentals drop the lift off, guys come do the service, pick up the lift. It's just safer and easier.
If you
Like I
guys
say, especially
have
downstairs,
the
you're trying to handle
permission to do
these
so,
and everything.
Yeah, well, the lift is
it's
going
up
to
to you guys.
put the ceiling portion.
We can also
I get you.
Yeah,
make
that's,
it a point to
we tried it with
allow
scaffolding.
if
We
it's
tried different
a
ways. The
necessity.
scaffolding
We
would be
see
able to
that,
store here and stuff. But
and just make sure that
How
they
many of
all-
those do you take down when you're going to service them?
I think they get inside the unit enough for them to
call
get
in?
through.
Okay.
So I think they're only taking 2
Yeah.
or 3 of them out.
Okay.
Well, there's different areas I think that we can use. So I'll tell you this: if it comes down to the pricing making a big difference, whether you do the work with the ladder or with the lift, if we see that it's more expensive doing it with a ladder because it's just so much harder to do, and it's cheaper to do it with a lift, we will go to LAWA and demand some sort of lay down space to keep that lift somewhere. We do have that power to do so. So we just need to provide, like, if we do this, it's gonna cost us this much. If we do this, it's gonna cost us this less. So if you guys want to put that in your proposal, if it makes a big difference, please do so. That way,
Can we, and this is quarterly, right?
quarterly, yes.
Okay, maybe I missed that part, but so it's quarterly, and then that's all 12 pieces quarterly.
Yes.
Can we do, is there a limitation on, like, does that have to be when we do our quarterly maintenance? Does it need to be done in 2 days, 3 days, 4
No.
days? Is it our discretion?
It's your discretion. We just need some sort of reporting, just when the units are getting done, and that's it. Again, in your proposals, anything that it's outside of the regular maintenance is additional. I think we would benefit if you guys can provide like a rate sheet, so that for any work that is outside of your regular maintenance, that we can then get a rate sheet and then compare like the rates and things like that. So you put that on there, anything that it's superintendent, wage, hourly wage, foreman, overhead, insurance, things like that, provide that. And maybe I'll send you guys a rate sheet to fill in. Maybe it's better so that everybody can provide the same.
Yeah.
I'll do that instead. That would be for work that is outside of the proposed maintenance work, preventive maintenance work.
Are you guys union? Are you guys union? He is, right?
Yeah, they are union. Yeah.
Okay, so this is prevailing wage anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
prevailing
so-
wage.
Okay.
But everybody has different rates. So,
Okay.
and then take into account the 2030 prevailing wage laws that are coming up. So cool. Any other questions?
No, I think I'm happy.
If you think about any after, like I said, send me an email.
Do you have on the chill water here? Do you have? I found the chill water here. The quality to be questionable in
Yes.
different sections.
Yes.
Are cleaning the strainers going to be required at a certain interval, or like basically when we clean the strainers, that's a fillable.
So we don't touch the domestic or chill water lines. Those are all LAWA.
Okay, so if your performance on the unit goes down because the water is
We need that in the report.
okay,
So then we can go to LAWA and say,
you got to pay for this.
you got to pay for this
Okay,
because of this.
perfect.
Yeah.
I've seen some just water.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, the domestic water it's a lowest control.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about the chill itself. I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, the chill.
Okay.
Everything that it's supplied, it's loud.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. And then the only questions I probably want to share with you from him, you probably have a lot of questions with badging. Just send me whatever questions you have on the badging front, and I'll discuss this with you separately. If you guys want to see those, you guys know the badging process.
Oh my God.
So, but yeah, I'll keep those separate. But anything in relation to the scope of the project, we'll keep those together.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You'll walk me out.
you out. I give you a card. No, I don't think you did.
All right, same to you.
Damn, but not. Thank you. Appreciate it.